I can play other characters,
Hmm.
but they're not at the same level as like my Pharah or my Echo.
Right.
And I just want to like expand my hero pool pretty
Right. Right.
much
Okay.
and just
Okay.
like get better.
Sure. Sure. Now, can you break me down like your background with the Fly Heroes? Like, I want to know the full story of your Overwatch One playing, what rank you got, all that kind
Okay,
of stuff. Just fill me in.
I got you. Okay, so I started the game in like 2017, and I just played casually. I played a lot of Tracer, and then when Goats meta came around, I played a lot of Zen, and I got to like Plat Diamond doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I played some Pharah. I felt really good on Pharah, and I got to like I think low masters on that.
Uh huh.
And then I played a lot of Echo when it got released, and I got to like 4-2 on that.
That's awesome.
So
What was it about Echo that appealed to you? I mean,
I don't
she was always pretty cool, but like,
I
what
don't
appealed?
know. It was just it was like the best of both worlds. Like started playing the game as Tracer, and she was like a Tracer that can fly. So like I just with an execute. So like I don't know. It was just really fun because
Sure.
I had a lot of vertical mobility. Oh, I also played a lot of Genji. I actually okay, wait, I lied. Wait, wait, wait. Okay, okay,
Okay, okay,
okay.
okay. We're going back.
I played Genji to GM for the first. No, no, no.
Oh
Holy
my
crap!
gosh, this
I
layer
don't even.
upon layer upon
I
layer.
can't even
I'm
get my
so
story
excited.
right.
I'm so
Okay,
excited.
okay. So I played in this plat tournament
Mm-hmm.
called Owlet,
Mm-hmm.
and during Goats meta, I played a lot of Zen, and then I switched to Widow during Goats, and that had a lot of success somehow.
Uh-huh.
So we played a lot of Widow and Sombra Goats, and we got like second place in the tournament playing that. I don't know how.
I mean, I
It's
guess it depends
just
on the map. I could see it.
yeah. Dorado was my specialty. Not gonna lie.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that makes total sense. Yeah. Imagine trying to
Yeah,
play Widow. Just what did you do it instead of? Was it instead of a Diva or something like that?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, instead of Zarya, I think.
Got it. Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Um, and then season 18 came around, and I had a like secret account or whatever, and I played Doomfist on that during the Double Shield Doom meta, and I got to GM for the first time.
Nice, nice, nice.
And
Okay.
then I got banned from the tournament because one of my friends snitched on me and said I was a GM player. So I got banned for smurfing.
Oh my gosh, shame on you. Okay,
I know,
so then
how dare
keep
I?
going.
Okay, and then I joined another team
Mm-hmm.
and I played a lot of Genji. And so when Genji meta came around for the 2 weeks, uh, I hit GM again. But I was always like a 4K peak player.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the while I was like playing Echo, having fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I had a lot of PC troubles, and I got kicked from the team because I DC'd in a tournament,
Oh no.
which I don't want to get into that, but
Oh no. That sucks.
yeah. And so I joined another friend's team, which was like 4-2 team, and we became a Pharah one trick team. So we played a lot of like Pharah ball hog stuff,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of success with that actually.
Mm.
Uh, and we were scrimming like low tier 3 teams. Um, I wouldn't say low tier 3. I would say tier 4 teams
Okay.
or whatever. And we would do decently well. Not to brag, I can't brag to you, but we warmed up Uprising Academy. Just saying. Just
Nice.
saying.
Nicely
Yeah.
done. Nicely done. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I bragged to all my friends that I had PTR installed.
Oh my gosh.
uh, yeah. But yeah, after that, I played a lot of Echo. And then when I went to college, my coach was like, "All right, so your Genji's good, your Pharah is amazing, your Echo is really good, but your other heroes, hmm." Uh, so yeah, I'm just trying to expand
Okay.
my hero pool.
Okay. So when was this discussion had?
A while ago,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah.
And so
Just
what team is this for again? I missed that.
oh, so I'm not currently at the college anymore.
Okay.
I'm sort of just working at my
Gotcha.
parents' place,
Gotcha.
and it's just for an OD team.
Okay. Okay. So just an OD team with the coach, and you're
Yeah,
trying to expand your hero pool. Okay,
Mhm.
sounds good. So
It's
trade.
actually for the Skitsy tournament, if you
Oh,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know,
So
I know. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm familiar with the organizers of that tournament actually as well.
yeah.
You might know Arietta in my Discord. She's one of the organizers as well. In
Yeah.
fact, I coached her boyfriend, who's the other organizer as well, on Lucio.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Let's see here. Looking through your form here. So we have a good background on you and why you're looking to expand. So what do you hope to get out of the session here? I'm looking through your form. Someone smarter than me to review your gameplay and offer advice on how I can improve my gameplay to reach the next level. Someone smarter than you. Wow. I'm
Yeah.
flattered. Okay, thank you. Relatively smarter within the Overwatch world, maybe. What are your long-term goals here? Long-term OWL, short-term GM1. Why are those your goals? Are those still your goals? It's been quite a while since you filled out this form. I just realized this. December
Yeah.
10th. So has anything
I think-
changed in the last 7 weeks?
Well, a lot has changed actually.
Oh, please.
I still kind of want to go OWL, but my main goal right now is just getting better at the video game so that I can get a better scholarship for a different college, and then just doing collegiate. Probably.
Okay, so you're actually planning for collegiate. Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, is to expand your hero pool for collegiate instead. Why collegiate?
It better helps me as like a human being.
Sure.
To like basically like get a bunch of scholarship for something that I'm good at. I
Sure.
think I'm good at. And I feel like it's probably better than OWL because I still get that like I can still satisfy that itch to compete without getting paid like next to nothing.
Yeah.
If that's still how it is.
For most
when I get good
players,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a good financial investment. It's just about, I guess the danger more with OWL is, is it going to come back next season or the season after or
Right.
whatever? And actually, the major concern is if you're not a superstar, your job isn't guaranteed, and you might just waste a semester.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's not a lot of people getting cut, but if you do get cut, it does suck, right? Because you're not likely to get re-signed. And then obviously you are like, well, I wasted a semester and I could be competing at a relatively high level in collegiate. So, it's not like the pay is horrible. It's not good, but it's also a lot of teams pay for housing and stuff like that. If you're a player, coaches get screwed over, but players, and then you have basically, you can just put that in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But still, it's a lot. It's a big commitment. And there is a risk, so collegiate is good. Okay, so let's see your actual training here. Is it good enough to improve yourself to a GM1 level or a GM2 or whatever better than you are now, so that you can apply or have more confidence in your college goals here? So what does your typical training week look like? So again, obviously update me if, where and when and if this has changed. Aim train for an hour. Applied aim training, Vaxta 30 minutes, VOD review 30 minutes, 1 hour, or 30 minutes to an hour, and then rank for 3 games, break 30 minutes times 3. Has that changed? If so, let me know in what ways.
Yeah, I've cut down on the aim training, so it's about 40 minutes now, and the Vaxta is only
So
about,
40 minutes, you said?
Yes, 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then the Vaxta is about like 15 minutes around
Okay,
there.
okay. What do you aim train with?
Aim Labs.
Okay.
I used to use Kovacs, but I use the Voltaic system.
Okay. I've been hearing more about that. I've been hearing more about it, yeah. Fill me in.
It's pretty good. So basically, they divide up the aiming in your benchmarks for 3 different sections: clicking, tracking, and switching. And they just like work on different fine-tuned parts of your aim, like with mouse control and stuff. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about it. My roommate's really into like aim training and stuff, and so he recommended using this for me. And so that's just what I've been doing.
Okay, fair enough. I think, I mean, you've probably know my stance on aim trainers. It's the problem with aim trainers is the people that are usually really good at aim trainers are usually never actually the best aimers in game.
Right.
Like I think it just becomes a skill in of itself, and it becomes a game in of itself. Kind of know what I'm saying. So it's like I don't think it's bad. I just do think that there's diminishing returns, especially as you get better. Like let's say you've spent more time Tracer, it just becomes less return on investment. what I would recommend, and Vaxta already, I would probably, for you, especially if you're playing a hero like Tracer, Tryhard's going to be your friend, I think, probably, because you're going to be able to get like so much duel practice, which is really what you need. And the duel and the blink practice is really what you need more than anything, because the problem with Aim Labs is even if you're getting the tracking practice you need, even if we ignore the fact that it's the hitboxes are a little bit different, you need blink practice. Like blink mechanics are like such a monstrous part of Tracer besides just tracking, and you're just not going to get that in Aim Labs. And but to be honest with you, you're not going to get that in Vaxta either, because you're going to have infinite blinks. You know what I'm saying? So like Vaxta is fine, but Vaxta might be more of a warm up than it is actually aim training for you.
Yeah.
Because infinite blinks and no cooldowns and no damage threat, that's not how you want to be playing your Tracer. That's not how you want to be like that's how you practice your Orisa javelins, but that's not how you practice your Tracer. So I would caution. I would definitely try hard. Then I would certainly probably replace Vaxta with Tryhard. But my optimal aim training session would be 5-10 minutes of Vaxta and then an hour of just Tryhard. Just grind Tryhard. If you like Aim Labs, if you like the system that you're doing, you're still finding value out of it now, that's fine. But I feel like that needs to be the aim goal, and then you can kind of use your judgment how you want to kind of manage that.
Yeah. I'm just sort of using it as a way to like, so I've only been playing FPS games for like, 5 years now?
Yeah.
So I'm just sort of using it to bridge the gap between people who have been playing it since they came out of the womb, and like getting that mouse control to like get better.
Yeah. I hear you. And that's the thing is, it's like, once you've made that mouse control a little bit better, then you're gonna have to. I think the thing that attracts Aim Labs to so many people is the fact that it provides like actionable feedback in how you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas Tryhard, you just play and you win or you don't. It's not really good feedback. But Aim Labs is like, oh, my score was better, and that's addicting. That's good. That's a well designed aim trainer, right? Like that's gonna get people coming back. But that's not necessarily. That's not necessarily super productive either. Okay, that's okay. So we've talked enough about that. VOD review, 30 minutes to an hour. I'm going to be honest with you. I would bet a lot of money that that's still not something that you're still doing right now.
I don't do it that long.
Okay.
I VOD review one
daily.
Not daily.
Yeah.
Whenever I play the game.
Okay.
I haven't been playing the game so much recently.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know. Just depressed, I guess.
Oh no, is depressed correlated to the game or depressed elsewhere?
But both.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll let you handle your own business. I won't dig into it. But if there's anything about the game specifically you want to talk about, I mean, really anything you want to talk about, be my guest.
Nah, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of how they're deciding to patch the game.
Right.
Personally, and it's getting me a little demotivated.
What specifically has demotivated you patch-wise?
Well, they gutted Genji again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Don't you love that? Don't you love that ammo nerf?
Oh yeah, it's so great.
Made total sense.
So great.
Yeah.
And yet Mercy, like Sojourn, is just every game.
Yeah, but the good news is that they nerfed. No, wait, no, not really.
Wait, no, they didn't.
But the good news is that with damage boost that she can. Oh wait.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate.
I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that the practice is just ignore it and have fun. It's easier said than done. Easier said than done. But I do think this is why it's like your goal has to be like a specific aspect of your gameplay, because like at least it doesn't matter whether it's a Sojourn hitbox, a Mercy hitbox, an enemy Tracer hitbox, a Roadhog hitbox. The goals of Tracer are still the same. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to treat every ranked game almost like it's an aim trainer that you have to just calloused, coldly practicing, and you're just using these bots as practice. Do you know what I'm saying? There's nothing, winning or losing is irrelevant to it. I mean, obviously, if you're going to get to the collegiate level, you're going to need to learn how to play to win. But the nice thing about being a ranked player, at least right now, is that you never like ever have to play to win, like never. You could be the number one Genji, number one DPS player in the world, and I've got to play for the number one spot. Doesn't matter if you lose that one because you could just re-queue, right?
Right.
So enjoy the process while you can, and you need to find a way to like mentally make the game fun, either by tuning out the noise or putting your attention on something else. Because yeah, I mean, if you're aiming for improvement, then taking a lot of days off because you're not enjoying it isn't a good way of doing that. And that I'm not saying that you need to grind through it. I'm saying you need to actually take that time, if you do take that time off, and sit and think, what's wrong with my mentality? What do I need to be thinking about here? How do I need to be changing my approach or my vision of the game to make it more enjoyable? Because you're right, it's not fun grinding the game if you're not having fun. So why are you not having fun? There are people out there having fun. Are they psychopaths, or is their approach something that you could learn from?
Definitely a little bit of a masochist.
Yeah,
but that's another thing.
Okay. VOD review. So when you are playing with the VOD review, what is this VOD review looking like? You said it's not 30 minutes to an hour; it's a lot shorter. Okay, so then what are we at right now then?
Well, it really depends on the game length. I usually just watch the game in like 1.25.
Okay.
And then slow down if I need to, and like go over like how when I die, how I died,
Okay.
what I could do to like prevent that.
Okay.
And then I usually look at like my engages
Yeah.
and how that correlates with my team.
Okay.
And if I'm going in either too early, too late, using too many resources, etc.
Okay. Have you seen this video?
I have not.
Okay. Highly recommend it when this is done. Check that one out. If you're spending a lot of time in the replay viewer, it's going to save you some time.
I got you.
Okay, that's fine. My only problem is I'm not a big fan of looking at when you died as being like a benchmark for what to improve upon, because that's a little bit is the term myopic? Let me look it up. Myopic. Maybe myopic is all right. So it's a little bit nearsighted. It's a little bit singular focus, because you should not just be focusing on the fights where you die, or even just the deaths themselves. It should be, was I putting enough pressure? Was I shooting the right targets? Could I have done more, right? Even the fights where you don't die, you can always do more, right? Or you could have potentially maybe have done more. You see what I'm saying? So I think if you're going to do self-review this frequently, don't just look at the deaths, because that's such a single, because there's a lot of fights where you might die and it's just they just hit the shot, they just hit a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like they just hit a crazy shot. Let's look at it instead as being like, could I put out more pressure, right? Could I put more? How was my timing? How was my positioning? And then obviously after today's review, we'll have an idea of like what specifically you could be looking at as well, because we'll give you some goals with Tracer, and then now you know what, when you're going into these VOD reviews, like what you're looking for. And then like you said, do try and be fast with it, because it could be. I rarely would recommend VOD reviewing more than like 2 or 3 times a week, even if they are short. Just enough to keep your goals fresh, and then that's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Ranked for 3 games, break 30 minutes, and then that's how we do it. So 30 minutes, 3, 30 minutes, 3.
Yep.
Okay. How does that work for you? Does that work well? Have you been enjoying that?
Yeah, it definitely helps me keep my mental.
Okay.
A lot,
Okay.
like for ranked.
Okay. Makes sense.
Sometimes if like I'm on a win streak, I skip the 30 minutes. So
Okay.
I just keep playing, and then if I like lose mental, I go lay down on my bed for 10 minutes and stare at the ceiling, listen to music, and it helps me reset my mental.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. And I also like the fact that you actually try and go back even if you're tilted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you fail again, okay, then maybe it's time to call it. But like working through it is a great way of dealing with it. Don't avoid it. You know, I've really struggled with my mental here. Don't avoid it. Keep cranking at it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you had a really bad day, couldn't reset the mental. That's okay. Try again tomorrow. That's good. That's a good life skill. Okay. Training schedule looks okay. I definitely think if you're aiming really, really high, 9 games is a little bit on the lower end. But honestly, if you're being really efficient,
no. I go until either my mental is gone or it's too late and I'm too tired.
Okay. How long is that?
I'm pretty sure I put as long as needed or whatever at the end.
Okay. Maybe I'm not seeing that, but this form is also super long, or super old. Excuse me.
Gotcha.
So how long is that usually? So right now we're thinking you've got an hour and a half warm up, VOD review for 30 minutes, and then it says here 3 times 3 times, right? 99 games. But is that?
Yeah. I played like 25 games of Tracer yesterday.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
You were not really playing Tracer after like the first 12, 15 games. Because you're there's no way you have the mental energy for that after like the first 4 hours, 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful with that. If you're playing for fun at that point in time, or like I know I'm really tired, but I'm just like enjoying playing, then that's fine. But then that's like a different mental space than where you were for the first 12 games. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Kinda.
So
I don't
go ahead.
feel like there was anything different.
Okay. Maybe you're just a freak of nature.
But then again, these two things that I sent you were towards the end.
Okay.
So maybe we'll see.
We'll see. Because the thing is like, here's how it is. When you watch any Overwatch League player scrimmage or an Overwatch League player play ranked, if they play ranked for like 12 hours, they are not playing ranked. Right. Dante. I mean, you could see Dante play. He looks like he's either high or half asleep. You know what I'm saying? And he plays pretty well, but he's not fully tuned in. You know what I'm saying? He's playing like 85%. He's not he's trying a little bit, but he's not fully. And that's what you need to do. He's running a marathon is what he's doing, and he's running a marathon every single day, right? But let me ask you a question: Dante and Scrims is not Dante on ranked, right? And that sounds obvious, but if you are playing to improve and to rank up and get better at Tracer, you need to play Tracer like it's ranked. Now, I'm not saying hard calming and things like that, but I'm saying you have to give like absolute intensity. Like, I don't know if how often, if you've ever done a double block day before, but a double block day when you're really trying in scrims is rough. And we did one some days with London, way too often in my opinion, but we did triple block days, and bro, I'm telling you, by the time the triple block rolled around, people did not want to be there. 99% of the time, they were just tired, checked out, not fully engaged. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's 6 hours, right? That's like 18 maps, not 25. You know?
Kids didn't take breaks.
Of course we took breaks, but it doesn't matter. It's like that's still 6 hours of hard, intense mental focus, like as hard as you can. So. I guess for you, maybe you are a freak of nature. You know, I'm not going to sit here with an ego and tell you that no, you can't focus for 25 games. You're lying to me. But I am going to say you're going to need to really be careful and be like, am I really trying? Am I really staying focused on the things that I need to be improving upon? Because if the answer is no, then I don't want us to build the habit of practicing at 80%. You know,
gotcha.
I mean, it's 80% practice is better than 0% practice, but it's still 80% practice. I would prefer 3 hours, 12, 14 games of really intense practice. And then if you still want to play after that, then get on an alt and just screw around. You know what I'm saying? If you want to play Tracer, if you want to play some Pharah, if you want to play Genji in your Masters 1 Smurf, fine, go for it. But when you are on your training time, you are on the clock. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've noticed this, and you know how this works is for me, like, I will play ranked occasionally, like once every month. And I will notice that when I play ranked on a day where I streamed or did a lot of coaching, I only last like an hour and a half before I'm like gassed and I'm like really tired. But days where I'm playing ranked when I didn't have to stream, didn't have to coach a lot, I can generally go for like 3.5 hours. I mean, that's it right there, right?
Yeah.
You know, your mental energy gets sapped away. And that's why old folks like me have a hard time playing ranked, because I'm so tired from doing other things that I often don't have like the mental energy to give the attention it needs, you know?
I think I saw the thumbnail for that video.
Yeah, too old for Overwatch. Yeah, that's it's not having the time, not having the energy, not having the desire, and it's just it comes back to bite you, you know. Because I could be really good mechanically. I still have the mechanics in me, right? My reaction speed is still like 150 ms or 140 ms or whatever. It's still pretty good, but it doesn't matter. I'm a boomer now. Okay, let's just stop there. Let's stop there with the talk. I think we've talked a lot about things. You've got a lot of things floating around your mind, and I think it's going to be up to you to kind of translate that into action, right? We don't need to cut out aim labs. We don't need to cut out Vaxta. We don't need you to stop playing a lot of games. We don't need you to start changing completely how you do VOD reviews. I would just like to see where you think some of those adjustments can be best applied, and just over time maybe make some adjustments or a little bit improvements here and there, right? It's going to be up to you. What do you think is the most important? What do you think works for you? Okay. Now, your hero pool obviously is a mess. You've heard me talk about dynamic hero pools, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing for you to apply. It is Overwatch 2. It's the same thing as tanks. There is no such thing as hit scan and flex DPS really anymore, especially in the higher ranks. You're going to need to be able to play everything. However, you don't need to be able to play everything at the drop of a hat. You need to be able to play in any meta. You need to be able to decide what heroes do I want to specialize in those 2 to 3 heroes, and then work on those heroes. That might be Echo, Tracer, Sojourn right now. Next meta, that might be Ashe, Hanzo, Tracer. The meta after that, because you're a projectile specialist, you might try to be Pharah, Tracer, Echo. You know what I'm saying? You could always cater your hero pool towards the heroes that you enjoy, and then adjust it meta to meta to meta. Your hero pool as a DPS should be Echo, Genji, Pharah, Mei, Tracer, Sojourn, Ashe, Hanzo. That's not too big, but it's too big for a couple of weeks, right? You see what I'm saying? Okay. Sleep 6 to 12.
I'm just saying, like, it's just how it is.
All right.
Okay, I also kind of lied with that.
Oh no.
It's more like 4 to 12.
Oh no.
I got 2 hours of sleep today.
Oh no. So it's.
But I feel I have so much energy.
Can I ask you a personal question? How old are you?
I am 20 years old.
Yeah, see, your body's running on like NOS. You know what I'm saying? It's like eventually it's gonna stop doing that, and you're gonna have to start taking up. Now that doesn't mean that you can't play at a really high level physically or like mentally. Like if anything, up until you're about 30 years old, you actually just get more mentally sharp. But you have to take but the machine becomes more sensitive, if that makes any sense. It's where you need to do a better job taking care of it. So you need to start at building good habits now, while it's easy. And the nice thing about good habits is it's just like the aim training, ranked schedule, VOD review schedule. You don't need to be perfect with it. You just need to be better. So you're saying 2 to 12 right now. That's ridiculous. I don't want to ever hear that again. Shame on you. Shame on you. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but 4 to 12 is better. Can we make sure that we get at least 4 hours of sleep at night? You know what I'm saying?
I will try.
That has to be better than what you're doing right now.
I don't know, man. I went to sleep at 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I woke up at 4 in the morning. Yeah. And I couldn't go back to sleep.
I mean, here's what happens is you have built your body doesn't know what's going on anymore. You have built these habits of such an inconsistent sleep schedule that of course that's how it's gonna be. That's just how your body works. So this is about training your brain, because your brain wants to know when it's time for sleep. And right now your brain has no idea. Your brain is like, okay, well I guess we're awake now. Like, and then so you have like gotten yourself in a cycle of like bad sleeping habits. So yeah, it's going to be hard to break, which is why we're not looking for perfection here. We're just looking for improvement. You ever seen those videos of where like these morbidly obese people like are like vomiting because somebody tries to feed them a carrot? You know, they're like gagging at the taste of a piece of celery. You ever seen that? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that's from. It showed up on my Twitter feed years ago, and it was just like depressing. Anyway, why are they there? What has happened for them to get to that point?
They haven't eaten a vegetable in like 20 years.
Right. They've not only made bad choices, they've made bad choices to the extreme, right? And then now we like, I guess, take advantage of them and make money off of them. It's kind of sad, but so like the point there then is, does that person need to go on a 1,500 calorie hardcore diet at that point in time? No, right?
Probably not.
No, that would never stick. They'd go insane. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Could it work? Yes, but not likely that they're going to be able to do that on their own. So what would they need to do?
Probably not healthy.
What would you do? What would you do if you were stuck with a person like that? You're a personal trainer. You know nothing about fitness. Maybe you do. I don't know. You tell me what you do though.
Probably a workout routine. And
how long of a workout routine?
Very low to
start. Yeah. Take a walk, right?
Yeah.
Take a walk with a walker, maybe, depending on how heavy they are, right? I mean, really, anything, maybe go swimming, do a little bit of swimming because the water is like low impact, right? What about diet? How would you handle a diet like that?
I would ease them into a more healthy diet.
Right.
Put some lettuce on their burgers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, find something about like, can we do something that's manageable but also like consistent, right? And that's where we're at with your sleep, right? Like you have worked yourself into a really bad cycle, and the only way to break the cycle is to do better than what you're doing right now. What's something, and even if it means forcing yourself to get up at a specific time, or forcing yourself to go to, like, I will not stay up past 4 a.m., you know what I'm saying? Or I cannot sleep past 11 a.m., you know, something like that. It's going to be uncomfortable and rough for a little bit, but it's going to be manageable rather than forcing yourself to do something absurd. And also, you'll actually stick with it rather than something like, oh, you have to get your 8 hours every single day. You'll never stick with that. Okay, I guess the last question here. What do you feel is holding you back? Mechanics, cover issues, and I'm bad at duels and everything that's not Echo, sometimes Genji. Obviously, again, this form's a little outdated. Anything you want to elaborate on here, or is that mostly it?
Pretty accurate.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we will look at that. Obviously, we talked a little bit about things you could be doing with your aim training to maybe help the mechanics a little bit better, but nothing really crazy. Let's look at some gameplay here. So, what is Tracer good at? What do you need to be focusing on as Tracer?
She is good.
By the way, I assume this is you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I went on a alt account because I didn't want to ruin games on my main, but then I got GM1 MMR by winning too much.
That's such a sloppy mental mistake. winning too much, and avoiding your main. Shame on you. Okay.
Dude, my bad.
Too much ego.
I didn't want no, because like my main's GM4 right now.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like lose a lot because I'm practicing a new hero. So I went on an alt account that was like Masters.
Gotcha.
And then I won too much.
Okay. Understandable if you're learning a completely new hero, but at some point that new hero is going to be implemented in your main. Has to be. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right. So what is Tracer good at?
Tracer is good at controlling side lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And she is good at duels. She is good at following up on engages.
Mm-hmm.
And she is good at
you're this is good enough. Yeah, good enough. Yeah. You got all the textbooks. You got all the textbook answers. So let's just find out what's wrong.
I'm looking at my ball through the wall.
Yeah, I love it. Not the best spot for your team to be taking engages. Feels kind of awkward. Ego in the recall.
Yeah.
Took on. Huh. Nice. That's ballsy. Widowmaker into Ball Tracer. So
I just didn't think I'd get one shot.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of ego. It's the same thing as the recall. I mean, it's just like when you have your back to a threat, then it's just a matter of time.
Right.
This is just you just need more reps on Tracer. You just need to know to respect this more. So far, it's just been like 2 goofy mechanical errors, right? Nothing really crazy. Your timing has been fine. Your positioning has been fine. It's just been mechanical errors. So I will say this is kind of lazy, right? Like, there's no point even putting any damage onto this Ramatra at that range. Like, just set up, you know? Because, like, the problem here is obviously your ball's in and you're not. You've wasted a full second doing, like, Jack. I mean, it would have been better for you to run ahead and then go for this, or to either wrap around and go for that, but okay. And I also think, like, we're going to be talking a little bit more with Micro with you, I assume, because so far you seem to have a pretty decent understanding. But, like, for example, right now, your setup for the engage just isn't that good. And this is just truly... Is this pulse prompted from the Kiriko Suzu?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, partially because he was overextended at first and half HP. I think I could one-shot him.
Yeah.
And then I heard this bell.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, when it comes to sticking Ramatra, one thing you need to keep in mind is that if he has Nemesis, then he's just not a very good stick target. Because the problem with that is with the new way armor works is you get a flat 30% damage reduction even if you have like 1 tick of armor. So like if you look at this here, if he pops his Nemesis and then just blocks, he doesn't die. Because that armor, that pulse bomb damage is going to be cut by 30%. So what is pulse? Is it 300? Tracer?
I think it's 300.
Let me double check really quick. So Tracer, Overwatch, Blah, 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 blah. And it is 350. 355.
Oh.
So 30% of 350 is going to be about 105 damage. So he's at his HP now. It's going to reduce it to about 250 damage. He's going to have about 150 damage. So it's going to remove basically all of his armor. So maybe he dies, right? But you have to know, like, is the follow-up going to be there or not? So I don't think sticking Ramattra is bad. You just need to be really careful about it.
Gotcha.
So maybe this pulse is okay because you're like, oh, he's actually pretty low. I'm going to get him to like 1 HP. But you're never going to get a kill off of this as long as he has Nemesis because the armor is just too much. Okay, so I'm really not pleased with their setup for the engage, more so than anything else. Okay. Nice. Okay. Don't ego, don't ego, don't ego. Yeah, you're egoing your recalls too much. It's like it's obviously like I know why you're doing it. It's about how far can I go, but like I'm gonna play it like 0.5, and you tell me when you should recall.
Now.
Or at the very least, like right now. Don't even let him get this shot off. Don't even let that Kiriko get a shot off. This is like insanity.
I don't know why.
I don't either, and obviously that puts you in a really stupid spot as well. So it's like it feels like the majority of your issues are just you're just making stupid mistakes. You know, it's not like you have a fundamental misunderstanding of the hero. You're just making stupid mistakes. That's all. Which, in a way, that's actually a really good thing because it just means that you just need more practice, or it means that you're really tired.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Pretty sure this was the last game, so...
Yeah. Be careful about what you're doing here as well. Because it's like, yes, this is damage, that's something, but obviously, like, a smart Ramattra is never gonna, like, actually... He's just gonna poke you out, you know what I'm saying? And he's never gonna die. And then what does that actually mean for, like who do you want to actually go on? Where do you want your engage actually set up? You know, I mean, look at the situation right now. Like, look at what's happening, right? Like, I would prefer you to be wrapping around this way and then, like, be ready to follow up here, you know? This just seems like wasted time. This is like one of the few playstyle things that you keep seeming to make is putting a little bit too much attention on Ramattra when you could be like look at what's happening here. Like, right, you could have been set up for that. And then now it's like, holy crap. Your ball is playing really well, which is helpful though. Bobby Schmert, is that Reiner?
I have no clue.
I feel like it's Reiner.
Is it?
Or is it maybe? I don't know. I know the Bobby Schmurda name. I know that's somebody.
I thought he had an injury.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he took time off. So I don't know. I might be just a fake account or whatever.
I think that is the real liar though. Not the flexible officer, but the Hanzo guy.
The what is it? The real one.
Liar? Hanzo guy?
Oh, liar. Lyar?
No, that's the flex support.
Liar. Oh, I don't know liar.
He's the like Chinese flex support, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or not flex support.
Hanzo, yeah. I don't know who that is. I'm been out of the loop though. I mean, this is fine. It's spooky, but it's fine. Huh. Goofy mechanical error. I also want to point out as well that it's like, because like as soon as this dragon happens, like obviously you have to be careful of Sonic, but this is too much time wasted here. I think I would have already peaked and started to rotate, been about here, and imagine if you were at this point here instead of this point here. This would have made this engage so much easier. Like you would have actually been in a position to actually help out.
Yeah,
so I think
looking at my ball.
Yeah. I just need a little bit more urgency with setting up these engages. Because like this isn't bad, but you are late, right? All right, GG's. Get rolled. Let's actually look at this from a mechanical standpoint because we've not talked a lot about mechanics. So let's see if there's any low-hanging fruit here. So just a little bit of ego, you know, you get double Stormbow and then meleeed, just a little bit of ego. Just this is why tryhard matters. You know what I'm saying? These kind of engagements you need to do at least 100 more times. Like there's nothing here that's really advanced. Your crosshair placement was fine. You had 2 blinks that you could have used. He Stormbows. I think I will say one thing is that like in terms of micro engagement, you need to respect Stormbow a lot, and you just didn't. You know, and that's kind of what's happening here. So can we blame fatigue? Yes. Can we blame lack of reps in the hero? Yes. Can we blame maybe not enough time and tryhard? Yes. So it's going to be up to you which of those you prioritize, or maybe you do a little bit of all of them. Again here, like I know that Bobby Schmurd is dead, so then just set up. You know what I'm saying? Yes, this is it.
This is funny.
I mean, it's okay, you know. She has her ult. I don't know. Let me see if this. Let me look at this again. So I will say this. This is more of a Kiriko thing. But when you know that she's like hunting on you, who is the advantage right now?
She does.
Yeah, she's pre-aimed, right? And pre-aim, if she is able to line up like her crosshair pre-fight, she has a massive advantage over you. And this isn't just Kiriko. This is Zenyatta. This is Ana. This is anything. So you have 2. What are your options peeking this here? You've got 2 things that you can do.
Wait until I hear her cross the threshold
Right.
of the door.
Right.
And then
Right.
blink across.
Right. So you can either do your blink bait, or you can even do this. This is more effective versus heroes like Zen or Ana, but you could do fake peek, right? If she knows it, you know, and you know that she knows, you could fake peek and then basically give yourself a slight second where you have an advantage, right? Or waste some of her ammo. Versus a Kiriko, it's considering how much ammo she has, it's probably better to just wait for her to walk up and then do, like you said, the 180 blink thing. Make her do a 180, whereas you already know it's coming. So this is like, this body shot is like that sucks, right? Like it really, really sucks. Like you gave her, immediately had to use the health pack, and what have you done to her? 33 damage? Yikes. Movement here is reasonable, you know, like I think there's a lot to really say there. And then I think once you've traded those cooldowns here, you just need to have a little bit of information before you go in, because you're dead here.
I did not mean to blink out there.
I mean, you're all, but I think the mistake is here, right? You're just blindly running in, and like, he knows.
Yeah. It's because I saw her TP, and then I heard the Kiriko ult, and I was like, man, I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm an idiot. I just not realized that your Echo is named Liar, and that's who we've been talking about this entire time. I thought you were talking about Erlen is Liar, and that I'm so dense, like
It's
legitimately.
okay.
Speaking of fatigue, I'm like, I don't know. Oh, okay. So Liar, the Chinese Hanzo guy, is on Echo on your team. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't even do this with Pulse. Just go for the Pulse, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously here it's like, the problem with this position here is it's like either you're in or you're out, right? There's no like, cover. And then obviously you had no idea about Suzu, right? So if you're going super sneaky mode for the full Pulse, great. If you're trying to like pressure out, see if you can get Suzu out earlier while still like pressuring, then this position is atrocious for it because there's nowhere for you to go. So I think probably just sitting here would have been better. And then playing the game here, trying to force Suzu, and then actually do what you need to do from there. So I think going for the Pulse was not good, but then I also think that like this position wasn't good for the play.
I find a lot of trouble trying to like hold space.
Well, it's just where you hold space. That's what you need reps on, is knowing where to hold space. Like you could, like this, the reason why you couldn't hold space here as Tracer is because this space sucks to hold Tracer with this. That's
right.
it.
No. It's just like if I'm holding where I'm at right now, right?
Yeah.
Like I just feel like I get poked out way too much.
Could be win. Like let's look at this fight right here. Like you holding position space here would be like really, really valuable, right? Because like Look at your Echo's angle. Look at your Ramatra's angle. So like when we talk about timing, if your Ramatra is even like literally, if your Ramatra is even like just here, when your Echo is like here, then all of a sudden you have to be way sneakier in here. And in fact, the space that you hold isn't so much here as it would be like here. You kind of see that?
Right.
So you have to be really attentive to like, where can my team actually follow up? Because you're like, oh, I get pressured out. Well, there's probably a reason for that. And if you're looking at your self-VOD review, you'll probably find out that reason. You've been really attentive to like your Wrecking Balls engages, but when you play with non-Wrecking Ball heroes, it's a lot harder to get that timing and positioning set up because you don't know exactly when they're going in, and so that's what you need to pay attention to.
Yeah, the comp we're running for the Mercy tournament is usually we're running like a Ram with Ash Mercy, Tracer, and like Kiriko.
Okay. So that one's gonna be very difficult for you to play with,
Right.
because you're gonna have to pay super close attention to your Ash's sightlands, and then like when you're actually trading stuff. And then again here, right? Like this. I'm not saying this is a bad engage, but engages from this position are going to be just inherently all in, right?
Right.
Either you get in, but as soon as you recall, you're out. So this is definitely the play, I think. But just be careful. And then now,
Goodbye.
right. But like, I actually don't like this. I think you panic. I think you were fine. Bait them in here, and then just blink back, or blink back this direction, and then just keep them busy. You know what I'm saying? Like this is there's a lot to play with in here with 3 blinks and a mega and a recall. You know what I'm saying? And a mini back here. You should stay here. I don't like being here. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could keep these guys tied up so long just based off the nature of this geometry. It's a good angle. Just play your life and keep them busy. Love res, man. Nice. Probably lost. Probably not worth pulsing. Yeah, definitely not worth pulsing. I don't think you did too badly there, just the pulse was stupid. Cut. Nice. Love that ultimate so much. One of the worst things Blizzard's done in a long time, I'm not gonna lie. It's so lazy and boring. There's just nothing to it. Oh, bless me. Oh, it's scary. Ha! Oh. So like this is like a perfect example of like what we were talking about, right? So we're like read the room right now. If I turn my camera to the right, what am I gonna see? You see?
Right.
Do you see? So then now the enemy team has opened up the ability to clear you out, right? Your Ramatra's not peeking, your Echo's not peeking, your Mercy's not peeking, your Kiriko's not peeking. You can't poke this. You don't have a Mercy. What am I saying? But you know what I'm saying, right? Like you can't.
Right.
This is now open up the time here, and because you're not running it with a Wrecking Ball, you have to be like a little bit more attentive to this. Because let's go 3, 2, 1. Now's a good time. Yeah, probably,
Right.
if at all.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I don't even know. You guys are just backing off. But like this now makes more time. And you can see it's open, right? But you don't have your recall. So like, I don't think your timing has been bad. I just think that like we're at a GM level now. It actually has to be like next level, you know?
Right.
Okay. A little bit of a panic there. Oh, we're. Yeah, it's just a mechanical goof up / being a little bit unlucky because you're like, I don't want to recall, I really don't want to recall. Okay, what are you seeing so far? What needs to be improved upon from what you're seeing?
Definitely my timing
Okay,
and
okay.
respecting their damage.
Yeah. I just think a couple of deaths have been silly. I think you could do a better job timing your fights and timing your engages and really just choosing where to engage from. I don't think there's been anything terribly atrocious besides the stupid mistakes. But again, I don't know what to blame that on. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure whether that's just a fatigue or maybe a lack of understanding or a lack of reps with Tracer. I don't think you're trolling the lobby at all. I think you're playing fine, but obviously we want to take that to the next level. So, okay. And I will say your mechanics are not bad, but they are not good.
I know.
On this hero in particular. And by mechanics, it's not so much your tracking, so much as your movement is clunky. This is why Aim Labs is good, Tryhard is better.
Gotcha.
It's just, you're just going to have so many more repetitions and moving around the map. Now, you're going to have to be really smart here. Because, again, it feels like now's the time to go, but is it? I don't know. You've not given me the opportunity to see because you've not turned your camera. You had time here. This is when you need to look. And what do you see?
Rotating.
This is right. So you're early. You're early. And that's going to allow this to happen. Whereas this Mercy should have died. And this recall should not have been forced. Now, in a way, your timing isn't bad here because you're kind of playing the tank here. You're kind of creating space for your team rather than the other way around. But, I mean, you're playing with a Ramatra, you know? He's built for that. You're built for the follow-up. I would prefer you to be half a second late than half a second early most of the time as Tracer. So you're doing, I mean, and that's what happens, right? They were allowed to do that because your tank has not had, it's just now like actually starting to trade. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Look, imagine if you were alive at this point in time. You know, it's just a little early. We talked about like your fundamentals of Tracer are not bad, but this fundamental is bad enough for it to be a problem. And it's problematic, and it's frustrating for your Ramatra because it means that you're already, when, you know, the fragility of Mercy means that when I play with a Tracer, their Mercy should never be damage boosting when I'm walking in, right? Because her backline or she's going to be under pressure, right? But because you're early, they clear you, and then their damage boosts their Sojourn, and that's just going to be more than anything that'll lose you, right? Nice. Clear out top. I mean, I would not hesitate to do the exact same thing. Or to go left. This is good too. Nice. Rotate. Flip. Nice. Sit on the body. Okay, can't worry about that. Reasonable pulse. Just doesn't hit. Another thing, by the way, we have not had like a single impactful pulse outside of the pulse on Hanzo in here. So, you know, try hard. Get your reps. Don't ego. Nice. That's fight's lost. Yeah, okay. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. And obviously their comp is difficult to play Tracer into. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is kind of what happened first fight. Remember where you turn your back to something? You know, I get why you're diving the Torb there, but just, you know, this guy's got your number. Rolled. Okay, we keep going. Surely this time it will be different. I know it. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Don't ego. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Oh. Silly, silly. I'm actually curious here. Do you do the same thing with the Kiriko? It's okay. You at least make her move across there a little bit. Alright, let's, I'm going too fast here. Ball's in. You're in, just a little bit late. That's okay. I mean, this is where we want to be, right? It just feels like it's taken us too long to get there because either we've died silly or we've not really had any urgency setting up. I think you have to find a balance of Tracer between being predictable and taking the objective best angle, right? This is objectively the best flank for you to take. However, you don't want to be predictable, so you're going to mix it up and maybe go left. But then I think this is probably reasonable for you to go here again, but you need to get here a little bit sooner. Unfortunate. Again, no bueno with the pulse.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Winnable. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I mean, really, it's just more of the same, right? It's more of the same. It's mechanical goof ups. It's not getting set up for the engage quickly enough. And then when you do get set up, you're almost always slightly early. And then obviously a host of like small mechanical mistakes. You know, not quite hitting the pulse, not quite moving. Maybe the tracking is not super clean. But I don't think you're playing Tracer wrong. You know, you're obviously, you have the mechanic. I mean, that sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but you really do know how to play the hero. There's just a lot of details that you're just not quite getting right. The timing is just a little off. The tracking, the movement with the blinks, the pulse bombs are just a little off. The way you're setting up and the places that you're setting up for engages are just a little off. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Right.
So how do you practice this? What we've talked about things that have gone wrong. We've talked about things that are going right. What skills do you need to practice on Tracer after you've seen this review? What stands out?
I need to go to Tryhard FFA and practice duels a
Okay.
lot.
Okay. What's another skill that you need to build?
Looking at my team
When
when I want to go in.
Right. You have that skill, but you're struggling to apply it when you're not on ball. Is what I'm saying. When it's not super clear. So then what skill do you need to be looking for? What are you looking for when you're playing with a Ramattra, with a Ryan, with a Sigma, with a Hog? What are you looking for?
When they're taking attention and peeking.
Yeah. Let them start the initiation just a little bit. And that's also where it's really important to listen, because you'll hear cooldowns being traded as well. And so that gives you the cue, hey, you know, I can go now. My pressures are going to actually be meaningful here. It's because your timing was never bad, but your timing was often not very good. And that's kind of the transition point, especially when we're talking about like heroes that are already pretty good at dueling you. You need their attention tied up elsewhere. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay. So that's the other skill we have to practice. Anything else? I think that was mostly it for me. But if you saw anything else,
Yeah. Don't ego.
yeah. I mean, again, the ego. How much of that was just like fatigue or just letting it slip, or you just need more reps in the hero? I don't really know. But yeah, there were a lot of, I think probably 4 or 5 just kind of goofy deaths, but that's okay. Those we don't really worry about. They'll just come with time. Okay. Any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Are you familiar with the replay code rule?
I'm not.